Well, the Cats are 1-0 in Kansas City, and that's a big deal. It's someplace that we've been hit or miss the last couple seasons in terms of the Cats leaving Bramlage Coliseum to come to Kansas City to play at the Sprint Center. I guess now the T-Mobile Center. It's been the T-Mobile Center. I just hate change, I guess, in this case. But K-State beat, I forgot who they played, Mississippi State in a massive fashion last night with PJ Haggerty nearly putting a 40-point triple-double out there on tape. That's an incredible day, and I cannot wait to talk about it. The Cats play again literally today as you're watching this video. Tonight at 8:30, we'll play Nebraska, who's also 5-0, a matchup between two 5-0 teams that shoot the three ball a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to see this thing get started. But let me give you some quick takes I had from this game, from the overall stuff for Kansas State basketball, because if I don't get the video today, this video is pointless because you're not talking about old games. It's just not how it goes, at least in terms of notoriety. So here we're starting off with K-State. Obviously, it's tough to pass PJ Haggerty for the first thing, but I want to talk about this. I'm having fun watching Kansas State basketball. Watching a Kansas State sport, mind you. Is that illegal? Because this year it feels like it's illegal. The last couple years it's felt illegal to enjoy Kansas State sports. I've always enjoyed K-State sports, but man, we've just gotten kicked in the crotch over and over and over. To have something that's a real thing like PJ Haggerty, that's a massive deal. Like a Nate Johnson, like an Abdi Bashir. This whole team, like they might not be the best team in the league. I'm not trying to sell you that they are, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm here to tell you that they're fun, they're entertaining, and they deserve to wear the Kansas State logo across their chest. That's what I love to see, man. Guys that love Kansas State. I put a tweet out last night, some point during the game, and I said, I love Kansas State basketball, and I feel like these guys love Kansas State basketball, the guys that are actually on the basketball court, and I don't think I've felt that for a little bit. There's been guys here and there, like Max Jones loved K-State. Obviously, David Gasson was K-State through and through, but you haven't felt that the entire team loved K-State like that since that 2022-23 team. And I'm not going to try to draw all the comparisons to that same team. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it just feels good to have good players that love where they're at. That's a huge deal, especially in today's era of college basketball. Coach Tang mentioned it. It's like, you don't expect people that are here for one season to buy in and love a place, to truly love a place. And that's not saying that, guys aren't going to be here more than one season or less than one season, but you just can't count on anybody more than 1 year in, 1 year out when they're committed. It's just the way college basketball works. It's awesome to see Kansas State players having fun, repping K-State, repping the Wildcats, and winning basketball games in fun fashion. They're not slop fests. We're putting up 100 points on good teams. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. PJ Haggerty. PJ Haggerty. The guy is inevitable. The inevitable is PJ Haggerty. It's incredible. And I'll say this. He's the best player we've had since Mike Beasley. I'm not the first one to make this take. There's going to be more out there. There's going to be people that push back on that and say, no, Poland, no, Keese, no this, no that. It's no disrespect to Jacob Poland. It's no disrespect to Marquise Noel. It's no disrespect to Keontae Johnson, to Barry Brown, to Dean Wade. There's some of the guys that have come in forth here and there. Tyler Perry is a great player. He's not up there necessarily PJ Haggerty by any means. There's guys like PJ Haggerty that hit college basketball and take over college basketball. My example is Walter Clayton at Florida last season. Dudes where the analytics may not love their game in terms of an NBA thing. Like, everybody looked at Walter Clayton's game last year and said, you know what? He's a great player, but, he's in his last year of college. He's bounced around a little bit. We'll see if he gets drafted. We'll see if he's a first-round pick, if he's this, if he's that. Sometimes the basketball nerds just need to shut up. Watch a guy cook. Watch a guy on the basketball court be the best player on the court. Don't overthink it. It's kind of a Zach Edey conversation. Everyone was saying, you know what? His game won't translate to the NBA. He's not going to be a first-round pick. He's just tall. He's a lottery pick. I'm just saying, if PJ Haggerty, obviously I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to average 30 the rest of the season, but if this dude can keep up this level of production in a Big 12 schedule, he's going to be a lottery pick. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. He is so good. He's currently leading the nation in scoring. And oh, by the way, he had 37, 8, and 7 against a power university team in the SEC. What else do you want from a kid? That is elite basketball. And I know Coach Tang talks about it, and I do actually really love the way he says it, but he says point guards are judged like pitchers. Did you win? Did you not? Do you get the win? Do you not? PJ Haggerty might have nights where he scores. I would be hard-pressed to say he scores single digits any night, unless something terribly wrong happens. But realistically, PJ Haggerty's going to either find 20 assists, he's going to get 10 boards, he's going to, put up 50 if he needs it. This dude wants to win at Kansas State. And what I loved is that there's a real accountability among the players. Like, in the postgame press conference, neither dude was, riding high and mighty. The last couple of years, especially last year's team, you saw press conferences where, you beat Iowa State and it's Coleman Hawkins flexing, it's Doug McDaniel saying some stuff. I get that players are all different. I get personalities are all different. I'm not asking anybody to be one type of player, but both Nate Johnson and PJ Haggerty said we could have done better. And then when the reporters asked about that, they kind of hammered that question home. They said, what's the next step for you guys? You're talking about there's another step for you. What's that next step? And PJ Haggerty goes, we could have gotten 120. We could have scored 120. There's turnovers. There's defensive mishaps. There's offensive issues. There's this, that, here, and there. These dudes have accountability. And that translates so well. It's kind of that same Marquise Noel, Keontae Johnson thing. Those pressers, if you go back and watch, you don't see those guys saying, yeah, we balled out tonight. We did this. We did this. It is all about, what's the next thing? Whoever's in front of us, let's beat them. It's not about, what we just did. It's more what the future holds. How can we improve on this? So with PJ Haggerty, he should be the favorite right now, the betting favorite for Player of the Year, National Player of the Year, Big 12 Player of the Year, both. He should be the favorite for both of those awards. And the fact that he hasn't gotten top 10 rankings, you've seen the the Cam Boozers, you've seen the AJ DeMonces, you've seen the Darren Petersons, you've seen all these guys. PJ Haggerty is here. He's playing every game, and he's averaging the most points of anyone in the country, averaging career highs in rebounds and assists. Also, he's defending. Once he figures it out a little bit more on that end, it's going to be even better, but PJ is the best player in the country right now. He's up there with Braden Smith. He's up there with DeMonte. He's up there with Darren Peterson. All these guys that are elite, can't-miss prospects. The best player in college basketball belongs in Manhattan, Kansas. And people are overlooking him. I don't think they will continue to overlook him the way PJ Haggerty's putting up scores every night, but I don't think he cares. You see his energy, you see the way he talks about it, PJ just wants to win, man. He doesn't care if he puts up 40, he doesn't care if he puts up 60. He just wants to win basketball games. And as a K-State fan who's seen a lot of losing the last couple years, that is so refreshing. It is so refreshing to have the right guys there. So sometimes it's not that deep. K-State fans, we are going to boost the hell out of the ego of some of these players because we love them so much. But PJ Haggerty's a guy that's even-keeled. He understands what he needs to do. And Nate Johnson's right there with him. Abdi Bashir had an off night, still scored 12 points. I think Andre Kostic is going to be a good player. There's a lot of goodness happening at this K-State team. But there's two takes I want to discuss because I think these are both important. And I saw a lot on Twitter. You probably did as well if you're on Twitter after the game. Two takes that I really liked that I wanted to mention in today's video. The first one's from my buddy Eric Stu. Go follow him. Special Teams U on Twitter. We love him. He's incredible. He tweeted out and said, Nate Johnson's a better Desi Sills. You're not finding any disagreement here. Desi Sills, I think, his ability on the court has continued to rise. Basically, the years that pass, the better players get. It's the same thing with fishing stories where it's I caught a 6-inch fish one time. The next time you tell the story, it's 8 inches. The next time it's a foot long. The next time it's 18 inches, and then suddenly you catch, a whale. It just continues to improve. And I'm not saying Desi wasn't great, but I think we as a society, when it comes to anything, over-romanticize the past rather than valuing the future, valuing the present. And Nate Johnson is one of the best players to play for Kansas State. His athleticism is there. He can dominate both ends of the court in incredible fashion, and he can defend 1 through 5 if he needs to. Ideally 1 through 4, 1 through 5 because he's so physical, he can deal with it, but the dude is so good. And this isn't about throwing Desi under the bus or throwing Nate on a pedestal or whatever the case is. The fact that you have that guy that's an energy bringer, that can score, that can defend, that can rebound, whatever you need of Nate Johnson to do, opposite a guy like PJ Haggerty who can be the best and will demand the best defender on the court at all times, that is a massive deal. Kansas State has built this roster well, at least in the backcourt. Now, the second take I have, it comes from my buddy Caleb. Shout out to Caleb. I know you either love him or you hate him, but he's a good dude. I appreciate him. He put out a tweet that said, this roster isn't built to survive the Big 12. I do tend to agree with that just because of the lack of forwards, but you don't want to see them in March. In tournament fashion, this team is going to be terrifying to game plan against. You can double PJ Haggerty. Well, just so that you have Abdi Bashir pulling up from half court and splashing it. Okay, you can try to go one-on-one. You got Nate Johnson, who's too physical to defend. Sure, the forwards will have their issues. They're getting better every night. Kamara McGriff has looked like a great player. I've really appreciated his development. I think Elias Rapiak has a little bit more development that needs to happen. He's making a lot of plays that are not on the score sheet. There's a couple plays where he's setting a good screen and he's clearing out the lane. He's defending well. Still has an offensive bag that has to develop at a rapid rate because you're going to need somebody at the 4. Moby hasn't been there yet consistently, but the front court will get you out of games sometimes. PJ Haggerty, Nate Johnson, and Abdi Bashir will keep you in games every time. That's a big deal, and I'm excited to see that thing continue. So I know that it's not as simple to say, oh, just make it to March and then we're there. It kind of is. This team is built to survive in tournament fashion. Get through the grind of Big 12 play, win some of those games. You're sitting there in a great spot for March Madness. Now, there's been a lot of contention because people have, I don't want to say overcomplicated, but people have overcomplicated the game of basketball. They've overcomplicated any sport. When the analytics are outweighing what it means to be a basketball player, what it means to do a certain thing on the basketball court, or what a basketball team looks like, you're almost obsessing over the sport to an alarming rate. Some of that happens with guys that study KenPom ridiculously, or study, all the different metrics of, ESPN's FBI for football, all this different stuff. Analytics matter. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say that here, but early season KenPom is drunk. I'll just say that now. I've seen some back and forth about, we dropped 8 spots because we didn't lose, because we beat Tulsa by 1. And then you jump 19 spots for beating Mississippi State in that fashion. KenPom has no idea what the good teams are outside of the top 15 right now. And even those will fluctuate. The Cats are 5-0. They've beaten everybody except for Tulsa by 25 points. I guess Cal pushed late, but that was kind of a let at the foot off the gas, whatever. My thing is this. Big 12 play will tell you everything you need to know about if you're a good team or not. The non-con's important, and I know we've missed tournaments because of that in the past, of having 2 weeks of a non-con. If we had one more game here, one more game there. Nebraska's an excellent opportunity. You'll see this team jump maybe top 40 if they beat Nebraska. And KenPom, we're 48th right now. The point of what I'm saying is don't lose yourself obsessing over KenPom in November when you still have 5 months of basketball to go. That's kind of how I say it. The team is fun. They care. They're exciting. Watch the games. Be a fan. Enjoy it. But don't lose yourself on the analytics saying, it was a close game. We dropped too much. It was a great game. We jumped this high. Everything will fluctuate. This too shall pass. Doesn't mean if we're good. Doesn't mean if we're bad. Don't let the basketball nerds ruin your time as a fan. That's what I got to say here today. But that's what we're going to do it for, folks. It's not the best way I've ever said that outro, but I appreciate you. I love you. Hit the subscribe button, comment, like, share, kiss me through the screen if you need to. Whatever you want to do to support the channel, we appreciate you. And I will talk to you here probably tomorrow is my guess. We'll see what time the video gets out. But for now, that's all I got, and I will talk to you soon. Go Cats, baby.